Yo, good morning, YouTube world. It's your boy Multi Jaquan. Just want to make a real quick video about this Madden 25 demo. I'm not going to play it and run through what I'm talking about because they won't allow you to instant replay anything. And I think that was done purposely so we couldn't sit back and critique everything that they claim they put in the game. But I'm not going to get into that either because I can't say they didn't put it in the game if I can't replay it to find it out. But what I can tell you is the demo itself is better than the whole game of 13. I can tell you that definitively, and I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way who's downloaded the demo. Now, with that being said, I'm just gonna mention a few little key points that I would like for EA Sports to take as far as going forward with the game. A few things. I'm gonna name a few things. One, penalties. I like to see them actually call penalties more other than holding. And you got the Infinity engine, and it's a physics engine, so there should be a lot more pass interference called because it should be able to read pass interference better with the guys being able to run into each other and actually react off of what the other one is doing. So that should be a call that's called a lot more often. And I just like them to pay attention to detail a lot more often instead of just trying to make a game. Like, pay attention to detail. And what I mean by that is I'm looking at the sideline, and for years they've had the same sideline where the sideline doesn't interact with what's going on in the game. Every other game around this time frame has that, so that's something they should actually really look into. I like to see them pay attention as far as the coach. There's no coach on the sideline at all, and I know you guys are gonna say, well, there's a coach when there's a cutscene. I understand that, but I'm talking about before there's a cutscene. When you go back to instant replay, or you just take a look when you're running up the sideline, there's no coach at all. Like, there's no football game that's ever been played in the history of the National Football League where a coach hasn't been standing on the sideline. So they need to get that situated. And also, as you can see, Barry Sanders right here, he has a mouthpiece in his mouth. Like I said, I'm real strict on detail. Like, there are no players on this game with a mouthpiece in their mouth. Like, I'm a big Giants fan, and everybody knows Victor Cruz has a mouthpiece in his mouth. There's no players like Madden used to have players with mouthpieces in their mouth, so that's something they should go back to. Players like Plaxico Burress, like, these guys always play with a mouthpiece in their mouth. That's part of their equipment. That's part of how you identify them on the football field because of things that guys wear. Also, when they do show the coach on the sideline and the cutscene, there's no coach in the history of this game who's ever stood on the sideline and didn't have headsets on his ears. Maybe in the early 1925s when the game first got off the ground, but in this modern day and age, there's no reason a coach to have a playbook in his hand and no headsets on his head. How is he calling in the plays if he's not? They said they added the little green tag. They were boasting about that one year. Like, yeah, we even added the little green sticker on the back of the quarterback's helmet. Yeah, but that's to identify who has the mic in their helmet. But yet you don't have a coach with a headset that's speaking to that mic that's in the helmet of the defense and offensive player. Just something they want to look into. But like I said, I'm not gonna this year when I critique this game. I'm not gonna get into what's better as far as ESPN and 2K5 and Madden, because we all know how we personally feel. Madden guys are going to say Madden has always been better. 2K guys are going to always say 2K has been better. Me personally, I was a Madden guy back in the day until I played 2K. So I could definitively say that I believe 2K is better, but I'm not going to get into that this year. Strictly what I'm going to get into this year when I make these videos is what I like to see them try to add going forward, because if I'm going to be forced to play this game, because listen, we can sit and say we're not going to buy it, let's boycott, but anybody that loves football, you want a football game, and that's just the nature of the beast. Like, you want a football game. If I didn't want a football game, I wouldn't have downloaded this. You want a football game, so therefore you're going to do what you got to do to play football. But as I said, I'm just going to say a few things that I like to see them work on. And another thing I noticed in this demo before I go is I like that they stayed live with the action that's going on the football field. Like, after each play, instead of a cutscene of seeing the quarterback put his hands together or guys running around doing absolutely nothing. They actually show you that the offense goes into a huddle until they call a play and they break the huddle. I like that. I like that because simply that's paying attention to detail, because that's what happens in a football game. That's exactly what happens in a football game, and I like that. But what they messed up at is an offense and a defense only huddles between the hash marks, or the side of the hash mark where the tackle occurred. I'm noticing in the demo, if you get tackled on the 10-yard line, and I mean the actual 10-yard line where the number 10 sits, these guys will huddle right there. So that's something else they need to pay attention to and maybe get that worked out. But other than that, so far what I can see is I do see effort in the gameplay, and I can honestly say the demo itself is better than any Madden, full game Madden, that I've played since it's come to the PlayStation 3. Let me know what y'all think. Hit me up with some of y'all comments on the things that y'all might have seen that I might haven't touched on. Get back at me once again. This is Multi Jaquan. Thank y'all for listening. Be safe out there, fellas.